Okay, let's talk about Schoolio's adaptive learning model. The adaptive learning model is designed to blend online and offline learning together into one program. Why did we do this? Well, online learning is important. We know our kids love being on computers. We know that for future readiness, we want our kids to be digital friendly and digitally safe. So we want some online programming. But what a lot of online programs lose is the ability to do some crucial parts of education. One is hands-on tactile learning, and this is really important for our neurodivergent kids. They learn really well through hands-on, actually getting in there and doing things. So whether that's a pen to paper worksheet, whether that's a science experiment in the kitchen, an art project, building some sort of diorama in social studies, we don't want them to miss out on those hands-on tactile opportunities. And then second, we have a tendency with online learning to focus all of our quizzing and all of our practice on a digital model. And that limits us in some ways. That limits programs to multiple choice, true or false, drag and drop, great ways to test immediate comprehension. But we know in a robust learning program, especially as our kids get older, we need to start asking them deeper, higher level thinking questions. So we need to ask them to do critical thinking, to offer and support an opinion, to go do research and report back on that research. All of these things that require them to move offline, to do higher level thinking, and to present their writing to us. So that's where our blended online and offline program comes from. Your kids will get video lessons. So they love learning online. They get to watch a video lesson. Then there will be a digital quiz to test comprehension of what they just learned. There's also going to be a printable PDF offline activity. So this lets you design the program specifically to meet your needs. So you will have your online components where all of your grades and answers get fed into your dashboard, and you can see that all collected nicely as a parent. You're also going to get those hands-on pen to paper tactile activities as well in the program. Let's talk about what makes the Schoolio program neurodivergent friendly. And we know there are a lot of different categories that fall under neurodivergent. We know that there are no two kids exactly the same, but there are some commonalities and ways that we can make the program more accommodating to our neurodivergent learners. So we do this with bite-sized lessons. So all of our lessons range from an average of 2 to 7 minutes, with them getting longer in the longer grades. This is designed to maximize attention spans that are typically very short, especially in our ADHD learners. And it increases retention of those important main concepts. You can mix and match grade levels. So we know that just because your child is 10, that doesn't mean that they are in grade 4 across the board in every subject area. Neurodivergent learners are much more likely to be around a ranged mix of grades. So maybe grade 2 algebra, grade 3 geometry, grade 4 social studies, etc. Our lesson design is specifically designed to be minimally distracting. So this, a lot of distractions can cause our learners to lose focus very easily. Studies show that rapid motion, cutscenes, and lots of flashing lead to cognitive load, and thus increases mental fatigue, and it also reduces both immediate understanding and long-term retention. So our neurodivergent learners are especially prone to these distractions, so our videos have been designed specifically to minimize this. Our program is designed to reduce redundancy. And the reason we do this is a lot of neurodivergent kids have something called justice sensitivity. Justice sensitivity is a really strong version to things being unfair. So if we say you have to learn this math concept and then you have to practice it 6 times before you're allowed to move on, but they understood it on day 1 or 2 or 3, then you get a lot of frustration and you can really get escalated emotions happening with that unnecessary redundancy. So what we have done is designed the program so that you have lots of practice, but none of it is mandatory. So you always get your lesson, you get your PDF offline activity, you get your digital quizzing, and then for many of our courses, we also have additional PDF booklets you can download for extra practice work. But you decide as the designer of the program how much your kid needs and when they're ready to move on. So you can use all of it. You can put in extra days if you need extra days, or you can go through it rapidly depending on your specific child's specific needs. Next is our interest-based course choice. So we do not say at Schoolio that if you are in grade 6, you have to learn these 4 science courses this year, because that's our idea of a grade 6 program. Instead, we have made a huge library of science and social studies courses, and you can choose what you want your child to learn each year. If you need help deciding, we got you. We have a starter schedule. We preload some excellent choices that give you a mix of topics for you, so you don't have to feel overwhelmed. But you can go to the library, browse the marketplace with your child, and let them pick, or you know your child best, you know their interests, you can pick for them, but you can this way load them up on science and social studies that they're actually interested in. And our neurodivergent kids have a much more higher likelihood of having a hyper focus, having a special interest, and being really absorbed in that. So this allows you to make their learning program accommodate their own particular interest. Next is our hands-on learning and what we call alternative knowledge demonstration. So there are no standardized tests required at Schoolio. You decide what your child does and how they demonstrate their learning. And a lot of our activities are specifically designed to demonstrate learning in alternative ways. So maybe they are going to give you an oral report. Maybe they are going to write. Maybe they're going to do something through art. But we have a lot of different ways beyond an end of course test to see that your child is learning and growing and developing, and show that to you as the parent. So it's very common for neurodivergent kids to have more anxiety around testing, and to also just not test as well. And one type of standardized test does not equal a perfect measure of intelligence or learning in any one child. So we've tried to add a huge variety. They will still get a chance to try tests, just like they will get a chance to try speeches and try essays and try art presentations. They will get experience trying everything rather than feeling like they're measured just on one type of assessment. And then our final, maybe I shouldn't say final, another way the course is neurodivergent friendly, of course, is our emphasis on our SEL library. This is social skills and emotional intelligence. Studies have shown the #1 indicator of success and happiness in adulthood is not IQ, it's EQ, your emotional intelligence. So we know that neurodivergent kids can struggle with social cues and emotional regulation and all of those really important life skills. So we have a large social emotional learning library. We have our anchor course, Thoughts and Feelings, followed by a complete course by grade level. I highly recommend you add this to your students' programming. And this is another way that we try to support our neurodivergent learners as much as possible. At Schoolio, there are 2 different modes of learning. So we have scheduled mode, which is what you are seeing here. This is where you create a timetable. Schoolio is fully self-designed, self-paced. So you make the schedule. We have all of the content, but you are driving this education for your child as a homeschooler. There's 2 different learning modes at Schoolio. We have scheduled mode and open exploration. This is schedule mode. That's where you get to make a timetable for your student. You pick the courses, and then you pick what lessons they're going to do, what days of the week, what time of the day. This works really well for a lot of our autistic learners because they thrive off of routine and schedule. And they like being able to see, just like this, the full timetable of what they're going to do for the week. The other learning mode we have is called open exploration. Open exploration is our child-led learning model. So under open exploration, there is no timetable. You as the parent still have control over what courses your child has access to. You set them as visible or not visible in your parent portal. And then when your child signs in, they can see every course that you've marked visible. They can choose what they do, in what order, and on what days. We have had a lot of our PDA, pathological demand avoidance, neurodivergent kiddos finding great success with the open exploration model. It takes a lot of the pressure off of them to follow a schedule, and it gives them that much needed autonomy to choose their own path in learning. So you can choose scheduled or open exploration. You can change it anytime you want. You can go back and forth. You can have one kid on one way, one kid on another. It's totally up to you, totally self-designed. Those are the two learning modes. So in your parent portal, below your timetable and your resources is your student's course load. So this is where you're going to see all of the courses. We preload some when you first register to help you get started. You can also go to the My Courses tab anytime you want and explore the entire library and add more courses to your student's course load. So this is where you're going to see all of the courses that you've chosen for your student. Let's open a course and take a look inside. This is one of our science units called Bees and Honey. It's an all ages unit, so it's an intro for beginners who don't know anything yet about bees and honey. It's one of our most popular ones. And since it's all ages, it's a great demo one to show you. So when you open up a course, you can see all of the lessons that are included in that course. You can also see the badge. They are black and white until your student completes all of the lessons in a course. Then they are awarded their badge. There's confetti, there's a celebration. So the kids love that feature. You get to see, as parent, all of the lessons that are in this course. You can preview any lesson you want by just clicking on it. And then now you're getting to see your student's view. So this is what they will see when they log in. They will see their digital quiz, followed by, they will see their video lesson, followed by a digital quiz. This checks their comprehension of the content they just watched in the video. And then you will also get your offline activities. So everyone gets the lesson. This allows you to go offline anytime you want. So if you're going camping as a family or you're on a trip, you can have your lessons downloaded in advance and you can go fully offline. The other piece is your offline activity. So this offline activity is actually getting our kids outdoors. It's a I Spy Pollinators scavenger hunt. So this is one of our hands-on activities. You can also annotate these right in here. You can type right in them. A lot of our neurodivergent kiddos, especially dyslexic, dyscalculia, dyspraxia is a big one. They have trouble with handwriting, so you can type in here. You can also use the writing tool, which lets them draw. So some of our younger grades actually have drawing tasks. Even our older grades, if you use a tablet pen and a tablet, you can annotate these and mimic handwriting. That novelty helps a lot of our ADHD learners through the resistance of doing handwritten work. And of course, you can download and print these if you are doing them fully offline. Let's take a look at one of our videos so you can see a demonstration of what they look like. So as you can see, this video is 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. That's part of our bite-sized design. You can see that our videos are low distractibility and full color to keep those attention spans while we have them, get them through the core material, and then move on to their digital quiz. This digital quiz, all of the data from here goes into your parent dashboard so you can see how your kid's doing. Your child would hit complete mission, and then this would be marked in your parent dashboard as complete. So in my dashboard, I can see all of the courses that my child has had any progress in. So anything that they've started will be in here. I can open them up. I can see the grades that they got, and I can open up each lesson and I can see the questions that they were asked along with the answer that they gave. I can also add a grade. I can also alter grades, especially for our neurodivergent learners. We all know sometimes the effort they put out isn't is weighed more than the actual grade that they scored on the test. So if you want to go in there and add additional grades or change additional grades, that's all stuff you can do. You can sort, you can check out, oh, I should talk about the personality quiz. You can also view and download and print your transcript if you need it for your records. You choose your custom date range, so whether you're reporting by semester, term, or the full year, and then you will see all the courses that your child had both completed and in progress along with their grades. Okay, I'm about to log into one of my student portals. So this way you will get to see what the student portal looks like. This is a student on schedule mode. So the first thing that pops up for your kids once a day is our vibe check. Vibe check is our commitment to our belief that there is more to an education than just your academics and your grades that you earned. So we want to care about what kids are feeling. Are they feeling happy today? Are they excited? Are they feeling distracted? Are they nervous or angry? All of these results go into your parent dashboard, and that lets you have a greater connection with your kids and be able to see whether their love of learning is improving, whether they've hit something frustrating and things are going down. You can provide intervention. All of that is data for you about your kid. And our neurodivergent kids love the vibe check. They take it very seriously. They often ask us for more emotions to be added so they can give more nuanced answers. It's really incredible. Okay, this is the student portal on schedule mode. So on schedule mode, your student's going to see the courses or the lessons that you scheduled on that day in the order you scheduled them. They can simply click on the lesson and it'll open them right up to their video lesson, followed by their digital quiz and their offline practice. This is the student portal in open exploration mode. Remember, that's a child-led learning model. So this student can see every course that I have set to visible, and she has the freedom to choose which course she's going to do, in what order. She can press play and it will take her immediately to the first incomplete lesson. Or she can open up all the lessons. So if my kiddo says, you know what, today I just want to learn about fossils, she can go straight to that lesson. And she can do one lesson, or she can do 5 in a row if she's really into dinosaurs this week. One thing we hear from parents all the time with homeschooling is that they are very unsure how to grade long form written work. So we're talking about your language arts courses, your writing that's like essays, book reports, narrative, expository, all of the different types of writing. And how do you grade that as a homeschooling parent? That's one place where people get unsure. So I want to show you our AI grading tool. It's located in the lab, and you'll see the assignment grader. Okay, so this is the AI grading tool. So this is for grades 5 through 8, and it has all of the assignments that they will learn in the Schoolio program. So the Schoolio writing, each grade has 5 writing courses. Each course has 2 types of writing that they learn. So you can pick what it is that your child just did. So we're going to say that my 5th grader just did developing paragraphs, and then we're going to copy and paste what they did in here, and we click grade essay, and away it goes. So it has been trained in the back end on the Schoolio lessons. So what was your child taught about the style of writing? The assignment itself, so what were they asked to do for the assignment? And then of course the rubrics, which is the criteria by which it is graded. Okay, so then it gives you its grade, and it doesn't just give you the grade that you have to rely on. It also gives you an explanation and supporting evidence and the points it decided it earned for each of the rubrics criteria. So you get a lot of data in here that you can look through, and it's going to give points 0 to 4, and it'll give you evidence pulled directly from the written work to how it came to that conclusion. So you can take this grade and you can input it into your dashboard if you're happy with it. That is the end of our tour, our platform walkthrough, our program design, and we have made all of this with our neurodivergent homeschooled children in mind. We have developed this with our own children, and we're so excited about all of the success that parents have been sending into us. We love hearing from you and how your kids are thriving. We especially love pictures of your kids enjoying their projects or doing their work. It's just so lovely to hear. And we are very open. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to Schoolio through our customer support, through our socials. We're always around.